This podcast is part of the Blueberry Network, where listeners and podcasters come together. Find out more at blueberrywithnoease.com.
The Eat Sleep Right podcast is brought to you by generous grant from the Built on Dreams Media Network, with additional funding by the Sims Media Foundation, and from the generosity of listeners like you.
Stand by, please. Rolling on 6. On set.
Welcome to Voices of the Writers, a reading of stories and vignettes on Eat Sleep Right. Put on your headphones and escape the world for a moment or two. Get close to the story and listen to Voices of the Writers. The Eat Sleep Right podcast is also brought to you by the generous cooperation of the Writers World Facebook group. Join Writers World on Facebook, a solicitation-free group for writers of fiction, nonfiction, and poetry. A writing group that concentrates on critiques of posted material. Ink by Daniel Van Gilder, read by Adam Scull. What if the worlds that moved you became real? Destiny moving its hand upon your heart, not some forgotten deity, lost in the spinning ball of word. I create legend, slashing at the paper. Creation made beast in my wake, ever hungry, burning to be made flesh. I would not walk in my own world, choice given to move. Better to be a bard, spinner of tale with song. We stand high above those places. Turn a moment, consider all that stands before you. Now think on what you have done. I write to live, to prove to myself that I still breathe in this world. If you're looking for a community that offers tools, support, and advice to start your own adventures in writing, then prepare to have the cauldron of your imagination stirred. I started the Eat Sleep Right podcast so more people could understand what it's like to be a writer, and to get more eyes on your books. My goal is to help writers and authors achieve the success they so richly deserve. I salute their success in writing.
Thank you for listening to another edition of the Eat Sleep Right podcast, located at eatsleepright.net. Please send any questions, comments or suggestions to comments@eatsleepright.net. Please consider a donation to support the Eat Sleep Right podcast. Donations can be sent to our PayPal address at donations@eatsleepright.net. Once in a lifetime, the theme music for the Eat Sleep Right podcast, courtesy of Stephen Paul, all rights reserved, used by permission. Please join us again for the next edition of the Eat Sleep Right podcast.